Hi Aquarius, how's everybody doing? My name is Gabriella for anybody new tuning in. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. So when it comes to things that you are signing yourself up for, things that you are taking responsibility for, there's a big emphasis here on not taking on so much, not assigning yourself so much that you feel it complicates even the potential of what you're able to do. So this is about recognizing your limitations and also stepping into a space where we're becoming more comfortable with delegating. So we're not taking on too much responsibility. And this way, when it comes to the jobs, the tasks, the things that we want to focus on, we can give it 100% without feeling like because we need to do this and that and this thing over there, we don't have enough time for anything at all, especially to do it properly. It seems like this is also about managing stress too, and being in a space where we are okay with giving up some of the shared responsibility, power even, and also about stepping back and maybe even being less particular with certain things. I'm not talking about a situation where it's just you that's responsible for something and there's like no one to collaborate with and no one to share with. I mean a situation where you may want to do everything and it's going to be more effective, more efficient for you to share the responsibility in some sort of way rather than taking on all of it and then feeling the impact of stress because of that, and then also like struggling because of that stress that you're feeling, that chain reaction. I'm getting this having to do with fire placements, significant fire placements for you. It seems like it's also going to help you as well on the emotional front. When I said the thing about fire placements, say you are an Aquarius sun and you have a fire rising. There may be something that you're initiating or you feel in a way like you're in charge of it and like you're the one responsible for figuring something out and planning and like doing all of that work, like not just mentally but physically and all of that. You focusing more on delegating is going to help you, especially on the emotional front, so as not to, you know, sometimes when we take on things and we become overwhelmed, it makes it harder for us to deal with things on the emotional front, harder to manage our emotions, not seeing things as clearly, feeling more stressed out, feeling like we're oscillating more when it comes to our moods and stuff like that. So this is also about really showing up for yourself, holding space for yourself when it comes to you tending to your mental health, observing that, recognizing the importance of it. I am hearing the word genealogy. There's also something that could have happened. For some of you, this may have happened already. For others of you, this is something that it seems like you're kind of getting the warning about this prior to it taking place. If you are in an ungrounded space emotionally and you're not paying attention to something that you're doing, I'm seeing for some of you this can be work related to responsibilities. If you are feeling out of whack emotionally, there's potential for you to do something like without realizing it, without thinking it, even impulsively. And I'm seeing like this is going to have some sort of effect that may be undesirable. For those of you that this already happened with, this is about moving through something that happened maybe in a way where like you weren't thinking and this happened, or you weren't paying attention and then like didn't realize that this was going to be the effect, or like you lost this thing, whatever it was for you, that happened in a way that was not deliberate. It seems like this is about being in a space where we are being like very, very mindful of like where we are mentally, emotionally when it comes to what it is that we're doing, and also shying away from doing things in an impulsive nature, an ungrounded nature, because of the effect that this is going to have on us. I want to get further and see what this is. This can also be about not, it's like not engaging in things that you feel are going to rile you up more, trigger you more. What it seems like to me is that there could be some stuff going on, maybe some difficult things that you're experiencing where it's like taking more for you to ground emotionally, center yourself. So it seems quite important to be focusing on mental health and the upkeep of that. What it looks like to me too is that there may be a faster way for you to, you may see two routes to get to the destination that you're looking to get to. One of them may be a faster route, but you may recognize beforehand that you would be cutting corners to get to it. And there's another route where it may be a bit longer, or it may like maybe take more from you. But it seems like taking this longer route may actually truly bring to you what you want. There's something here about like needing to be patient and disciplined. Rather than impulsively going towards something. Because it seems in a way like that's going to tie into something being more short-lived. And what it looks like to me is that there's a concern for something to be longer term. Interesting. There's a question here about what it is that you're moving towards and what it is that you want. This can be you sitting in a space where you're like, which of my talents and abilities do I want to be exploring? What things do I feel connected with? Do I want to be exploring? What people, what places? But maybe feeling at odds about this. Maybe there being a bit of a struggle with taking your time. It's like, it's this notion of wanting to sprint towards something, and because there are blockades, is what I'm hearing, there's a need to even like stagger instead of going straight towards something. I don't know why that is yet, but there's a need to patiently wait. I'm seeing this being linked possibly to like even the building of momentum here. Because it seems like if you were to run straight towards something, you wouldn't be allowing it to, like, even gain full potential. And so, like, something would come of it, but it wouldn't be at, like, full power, we can say. But if you slow yourself down, which I'm seeing looks like the tricky part here about just not going straight for this thing, if you allow it the time to build, it's going to be more for you. This is the challenge. What I'm seeing here is, I'm seeing the Knight of Wands be a really big theme, and this is about, it's about a moment where we feel very filled with passion and we want to go like all four towards head first into something that we want to explore, something that we want to get to know, someone that we want to get to know, an activity that we want to jump into. And what I'm seeing, I keep seeing the image of the Emperor in my head, and I'm seeing it be like taking that energy of the Knight of Wands and infusing it with the energy of the Emperor, which would mean feeling that sense of passion and going towards what it is that we want, thinking about the long term, and thinking about more so playing a game of chess. It's about being strategic with the moves that we're making. It's about like what we're building, not just about getting from A to B. It's about the journey and what you gather along the way. And also about discipline too. So it even seems like kind of fighting impulsive nature versus like the will that you are exercising here. Recognizing the desire for instant gratification. I'm seeing there be an awareness now of what's happening, of like what the test is, so to speak, for you that you're moving through right now karmically, and also about how you analyze this, what you're going to do about it, how you'll take action. And also allowing for the time that this is meant to take. What I'm getting to is that the more patient you are with the process of what's unfolding, and you're working with the universal timing rather than the timing of just what your ego wants within this situation, there's so much more that you're going to be picking up on, so much more that you're going to be connecting with. It even seems like this is going to lead you towards other things. Like this is going to open doors for you. It's going to give you more options. More is going to come from this. Hearing something about practicing restraint. I'm seeing this be just as applicable to things that you feel connected with as far as like passions that you have, just as much as it can be related to like a person that you're connecting with, people that you're connecting with. Because I see the Ace of Cups as being like the things that we feel divinely connected with. It speaks about our senses, not just our physical senses, but also our astral senses. It can speak about gifts that we have to share, our emotional experience, what we want to do with that, what we even feel a gravitational pull towards. And to have the Lovers below it, the Lovers can represent, it can represent another person that we feel we have like a lot of chemistry with and that we get along with really well, somebody that we feel connected with. I'm hearing the word dazzling. It can also, the Lovers can also be something that you find that when you are doing it, you feel in a way like this activity is like a counterpart to your soul's journey. And that can be like multifaceted as well. It doesn't just have to be one thing. And also with the Page of Wands here too, this can be like a new relationship, a new project. So I'm seeing it can be related to many different areas of our lives. There's a lot of like passion tied in with what it is that you're doing, whether this be aimed towards a person, a relationship, or an activity that you're exploring, an ability that you're exploring, something that you're getting in touch with, and something that there is a need to, in order to like explore this fully, to practice a sense of restraint, to not go towards something in a way where that is going to get, your energy is going to get burnt out too quickly. This is about making something last, if that's what you want. Choosing the direction, choosing what you're going to be focusing on. For some of you too, you may even feel like right now there's a challenge between an option that you're facing when it comes to focusing on relationships, maybe a romantic relationship, versus focusing on your path outside of just your interpersonal relationships. So when it comes to like exploring abilities and whatnot, you may feel like you're in a space where it's like, well, I can really put my time and attention into a relationship or like finding a partner or spending time with my partner, versus focusing more on the things that I feel passionately about, the skills that I want to be exploring and expanding upon, uncovering my potential, even like seeing where that's going to lead me. There's something about picking, making a choice, picking between options, and deciding. I am seeing a focus on the throat chakra here. You may be doing something related to, anything related to the throat chakra, Mercury energy, communication, thought processing, research, anything connected with sound, receiving, receptivity, listening, interpreting. This may be a specific message. I'm getting something about a gift connected with a musical ear. It's like something related to art and like vision, hearing, even something that you emit. This may also be something that if you're not making money doing now, that you may eventually be exploring. I'm hearing Comcast. So we're looking at Pluto, Gemini, and Taurus here. Very interesting. It seems like you're getting to a point where you're recognizing that Spirit may be guiding you towards something very particular. You may not have seen this before. And it seems like you're being given the option now of whether or not you want to move forward with something. Because even if we're called to do something within our lives, it's always a choice for us and what we want to do at the end of the day. We always have the option to exercise free will and to change our path. So yeah, something may be becoming more apparent to you that you can be exploring the direction of. I'm even seeing there be communication with like spirit, your guides about this. For some of you, there can be like ancestors that you're connecting with. Something here about deciding to answer a calling, moving towards what it is that you want. This can be a moment as well. I'm hearing saturated, where you may recognize there's something that you've been doing that like time is up on it. You're ready to move forward, or you're ready to move on from it, or you're ready to explore elsewhere. And like even getting to this point of recognizing like, hey, I do have the option to move on from this, or I do have the option to stay. Even that is a feat in itself, because it's about being honest with ourselves about our journey, being transparent with what it is that we're feeling like between us and ourselves, and then recognizing that we have the option to make a choice, to make a decision. So if we stay, that's our choice. If we leave, that's our choice. I'm feeling empowered through that, through the options that we're giving ourselves. And when it comes to where you've been and where you're going, it looks like a direction or a path or this thing that you want to move towards. It becomes very obvious, like the connection that you feel towards this thing, where you want to be going, or towards this person. Now, for those of you that have decided like, hey, I'm going to leave this space and I'm going to go towards this other thing, the challenge now that you're facing is about like the pace at which you approach what it is that you're approaching. There's something here about wanting to ease yourself into something while still keeping a sense of vigor and passion. Because that, it even seems like that is going to help you get to where it is that you want to go. But there's also a need to practice restraint too. Seems like figuring out, yeah, pace is going to be very important. It's like if you go too fast, it will create too much resistance. If you go too slow, you may lose your drive. So it's about like finding the right, I'm hearing the word aptitude. It seems like this is also about checking in with yourself about like what it is that you're getting involved with. This can also be who it is that you're getting involved with. Because for some of you, you may have, okay, say this is a person that you're connecting with. You may have a like very particular like idea in your head about like the type of relationship that you want to be exploring, what that looks like to you. And you may have somebody coming through that is like willing to connect with you in a relationship type way. However, what it is that they're bringing, what it is that they're like willing to give you may not be what you want, because they're thinking more short term and you're thinking more long term, and that may cause some issues. So it's also about checking in with yourself when it comes to who you're interacting with, and asking like, do we have the same end goal, the same agenda when it comes to like what they're offering? Is that what I'm asking for, and vice versa, all of that. Whether this be like a person, a job, whatever it is. Because as I said before, I'm seeing somebody or something that may want to like connect with you quickly, However, their agenda and your agenda may very much differ from one another because of you looking for something that you can connect with passionately and also something longer lasting than just a short-term thing. Something more than a flame is what I'm getting. So it's also about protecting your energy, being very deliberate with what it is that you're connecting with, what it is that I'm seeing even like, this looks like you being approached by something. So this is about you being firm on your boundaries and being very deliberate when it comes to what you are allowing access to you, to your energy, into your life, all of that. And keeping in mind your goal and what it is that you want to be connecting with, what it is that speaks to you, what it is that you want, and not compromising maybe just because something is immediately available. It's about holding out till you find what it is that you're looking for. Unless it's something that you are willing to compromise on. But that's going to be up to you and what you figure out amongst yourselves. So yeah, there may be a challenge right now because like something has come through towards you, and there's a notion here of speaking up, advocating for yourself. I saw 26 on the time when I looked up, advocating for yourself when it comes to what it is that you want. So as I said before, if somebody's coming through and they're like, for instance, you're looking for a long-term committed relationship, somebody's coming through and they just want to hook up with you, they just want like a physical connection with you, what have you. This is about you stepping into a space where you're like, maybe I do feel chemistry, maybe I feel this, maybe I feel that, however, and it seems like this is also something that you may feel a connection with, like you may feel drawn to. However, when it comes to intention space, I'm seeing that be like different, which isn't like, there's no wrong or right here. It's just like a difference. It's a lack of symmetry between you and this thing. So this is about you keeping in mind like your standards, what it is that you want. I'm also hearing regulations, and the challenge is advocating for yourself, saying like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I seek, and like being very upfront about that when it comes to compatibility here, because I'm seeing like something may not actually be compatible with you. So this is also about not just taking the first thing that comes towards you. It's about really asking yourself, like, does that fit with me and my agenda and what it is that I want, what it is that I'm looking for, or is this going to be something that is fleeting and I'm going to feel like my time could have been better spent on something more long-term for myself. And really being honest with yourself about what it is that you want in a big way. Because I'm seeing there be this notion here where, like, at the heart of it, what you're looking for is an equal exchange. And this can be when it comes to a job, wanting to be like compensated fairly. When it comes to a relationship, wanting somebody that's going to like put in the TLC that you are. Whatever it is, it's about that sense of equality when it comes to what you're connecting with, what you're participating in, what you're allowing into your space. And what it looks like to me is that this is a bit of a challenge right now with disconnecting from whatever this thing is that's entering into your environment that is not just right. And waiting for the thing that is, and seeing that your goals are not realistic, these desires are not unrealistic. What you want, you will have. It's just about being patient with this and like allowing the seeds to like germinate and come to fruition. It's about being patient with the process and receiving the product of that. So it's about getting what you want in the end. If you're ready to move through this and be very declarative about what it is that you want and also what it is that you don't want. Being brave in that way. Okay, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.